today I am introducing Author Spotlight. It is a weekly interview of different self-published authors. And so today I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Kreshay. Hi, how are you doing?
Hello. I am so happy to be a part of this author spotlight. I'm Kay Rashay. I am from Mississippi. I'm currently in Birmingham, Alabama. So I just want to thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Yes, I'm so glad to have you too. Can you tell me a little bit more about yourself and what it is that you do?
Yes, so I am a self-published author. My first book appearances came out in 2017. It is a three-part series. I also am a playwright. I have two plays that have been published, as well as one of those plays, Crystal's Heart, actually has been performed. I'm also a spoken word poet as well. I have several spoken word pieces that I'm working on right now. Also have a spoken word piece that I've performed at several different venues on my website. And I'm also the founder and president of Me Time Book Club that's based out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So just trying to stay busy and keep myself up on upcoming book events and spoken word venues.
Oh wow, sounds like you're a lady of many hats. That is
Yeah.
awesome. So do you write books and poems and plays and stuff just as a career, or is that something you do on the side?
Well, it is something that I pray that I can eventually do full time. Currently, I'm a licensed banker, so
Okay.
I do financial planning as well, and also life insurance. And I work in the mortgage industry as well, doing mortgage processing. So that's my full time job. So at
Okay.
night banker, I mean at day banker, and and at night writer.
Wow. Hey, I like it. That's awesome. So can you tell me about your latest book? And did you say it was a book of poems?
My latest book that came out December 2018 is Appearances 2 Mask Off. That's the third book that is in my series. Appearances is a drama filled suspense novel that basically is based off of the poem by Paul Laurence Dunbar, We Wear the Mask.
Mm-hmm.
I took that poem and actually revisited it to a more modern term where we have these group of friends that are appearing to live separate, different lives, and as the novel unfolds, we get to see, how desperate they are to keep their secrets hidden.
Mm.
And so that's my latest novel. This year I had my second play come out. It's called I Prayed About It.
Mm.
I Prayed About It is just a Christmas play. I'm the playwright for my church. And it's just basically a play that deals with bullying, and up and coming teenager that's dealing with all the different stresses of growing up and trying to make the right decisions.
Mm.
Um, and so those are my latest projects. And what I'm currently working on now is my travel memoir. I had the opportunity to visit Ghana this year, and so I felt that I really, really need to put that experience on paper because it's a very, very important piece of history that I
Mm.
wanted to, convey to everyone and let them know what my personal experience was like. Um, and um, and I also am working on another novel. It's entitled "All Things Work Out Well," and
Mm.
so those are my two current projects I'm working on.
Oh my gosh. So then I mean, wow, I am so inspired. How do you do it all?
I'm sorry. I'll be in there in just a moment. Okay. I'm sorry, ma'am.
That's okay. Oh, I was just saying, how do you do it all? Like, as an author, what's been, I guess that just leads me into my next question then. Like, what's been your toughest challenge as an author?
Um, Believe it or not, my toughest challenge was having to deal with the lack of support. Um,
Hmm.
you think that you're going to get all this support, and it really doesn't work out like that.
Hmm.
So that was my toughest hurdle to get over was just realizing that the support will come. You just keep doing what you're doing. Um, you always have to just kind of stay focused on the task at hand, and people will support you. It may be strangers, but
Hmm.
you have to go into it with that mindset of knowing that you may not get those people that you would think would purchase your books to actually purchase them and review them. So you
Hmm.
want to definitely keep that in mind. And another thing I would add would be just the financial aspect of being self-published.
Hmm.
Um, that's one thing that I wish I had kind of researched a little bit more because it is very, very expensive when you look at book events and
Hmm.
travel and purchasing books and swag bags and all the stuff that comes with it. So
Hmm.
I would say those two.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And that is true. And I think that, that's one of the things that people don't really know and don't really look at when they think about writing a book or putting out a book is the expense that comes attached to it. But I think, like with
Hmm.
anything else, I mean, if you want to do it, hey, start saving now.
Right.
Um, and so I guess that leads into my next question as well. Then, like, what advice or lessons can you offer to other writers who are just now getting started?
Um, some advice I would definitely offer would be to reach out to other self-published authors.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the biggest things that have helped me as well is just reaching out. Being the president of a book club, I was privy to know certain self-published authors because one of my main things I want to do was bring in those local authors that and I try to set myself apart from just reading the bestsellers and
Mm-hmm.
really focus on that indie author segment because you can actually get these authors to actually come to your meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely reach out to other self-published authors. A website I would recommend is aalbc.com. That's where you can go and connect with book clubs in all different states. You can also see all the different book events. So if you're planning you're planning your schedule for the following year, you can always go on there, click on it, and it has every single book event in every single state. It's very well organized. I had the opportunity of meeting the founder, Troy Johnson, of that website last year at the Mississippi Book Festival. Um, Also, you just want to put yourself out there professionally, which
Mm-hmm.
I would say make sure that you have professional photos, make sure you have a website, make sure that you have
Mm-hmm.
professional Instagram pages, that you're able to be contacted. You have to just really, really invest in yourself. Um, and that was one thing that I noticed. Getting started, just the fact that I did know a little bit about website design. I took a class in college, so I knew how to do it myself. But
Mm-hmm.
don't be shy to ask for help. If you
Mm-hmm.
can't do it, spend the extra money on professional photos, professional website design. It really makes a difference when you're putting yourself out there to
Mm-hmm.
be noticed.
Oh yeah, and I couldn't more agree. As I'm gonna go ahead and plug myself in as someone who designs websites, and I even do author websites. I tell authors all the time, especially self-published authors, hey, you need a website. I feel like personally that should be your hub. If you're gonna give away anything, or if
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna sell anything, or if you're going to an event, put it on your
Mm-hmm.
website and send people to it so that way they can stay in the know, and start
Mm-hmm.
creating a following. The other day, I had the chance to talk to another self published author, Miss Jodea, and she
Mm-hmm.
was telling me, um, you know, kind of back to what you were saying about the lack of support and kind of
Mhm.
how that kind of should be expected because, well, you might be known in your hometown or, the people at your church might know you. You have family
Mhm.
members that you think are going to support you. I mean, they might not follow through. And then what you going to
That's
do?
true.
Then
That's
what are
true.
you going to do? And a lot of times and especially for me, I can say personally, it's been strangers. It's been
Oh
people
yeah.
that are
Oh
just
yeah.
like you, willing to sit and talk to me for a few minutes and talk about something that we relate to, which is self-publishing and getting books out there and things like that. And so I couldn't agree more with you, but definitely a website so that way you can
Oh yeah.
share all of what you're doing, and it just sends people to one place. Even though, yes,
Right.
have you an Instagram, have you a Facebook, maybe a
Mhm.
Twitter, maybe some of these other social media accounts, but definitely a website, I agree, would be probably
Mhm.
number
And
one.
and I would also add to that the professional photos, because when you're going to these book events and they're going to do the promotional flyers, you can't just send in the selfie.
Mm-hmm.
You really, really want to have that professional photo that's going to stick out. Because the time that you do take, the extra time that you do take for your actual imaging is very important to
Mm-hmm.
a reader that's going through the website or looking at the event, and they see just a botched photo, they may not be as inclined to come to your table. So you really want to make sure that you take the extra time to just focus on that.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree. So then, um so I know that you're a banker, you're a playwright, you do spoken word. How do you take time to take care of yourself? Not only that, but how do you maintain your relationships and some of your other
Yeah.
goals?
Um, you know, my main goal, I would say, is definitely I want to be a full time writer.
Mhm.
This is my passion, and the downside about working full time, and also I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have two
Mhm.
small boys. The downside is, trying to find that balancing act to focus on your craft. Um,
Mhm.
if you're writing full time, anything that you're good at, you can get even better if you keep doing it and you
Mhm.
keep your mind in it. So, it's been hard to really set that time aside that you need. As an indie author, you want to have that perfect book. And so, one thing that I try to do is try to write every day. That's some
Mhm.
advice that I got off of just researching Stephen King. His advice was just write every day.
Mhm.
And so if I can just do that, if I can at least get in maybe 1,000 words, 3,000
Mhm.
words, if I could just find maybe an hour to 30 minutes to write, even if it's not on the actual computer. If
Mhm.
I take your notebook with you, make
Mhm.
sure you have a notebook with you at all times, and instead of picking up your phone, pick up your notebook and write.
Mhm.
And I can do that. Even at work. I hate to say, but
Yeah.
if I'm at work and I'm have a little downtime, I'm writing. So when I get home, all I have to do then is just get that notebook and just plug in what I wrote, and that makes it a little bit easier. So
Mhm.
you really do have to take the time to focus on finding time for you to perfect your craft.
Okay. Absolutely. So, has there ever been a moment where you felt like you wanted to quit, and then if so, how did you handle it?
Yes. One thing that I started doing in 2017 was I found out about the National Book Club Conference in Atlanta. And so my book club went the first year. And then I was like, well, if I'm attending this event, then I need to be a vendor here. I need to be an author here.
Mhm.
So when I think the part where I wanted to quit was you see all of these people that quote unquote made it, and
Mhm.
you kind of feel like you're outside of your element because you're this self-published author. You have these book clubs coming from all different parts of the country, to see their author and stuff, and you're trying to put yourself out there. So it is really, really. I went through a moment there where I just kind of felt like I didn't belong.
Mhm.
But you have to kind of shake that off and say, you know what, they had to start somewhere. Um,
Mhm.
I have to understand that I don't have this big book deal. I got it's up to me to get my name out here being self published. So you have to just make it up in your mind, or I made it up in my mind that I just have to grind hard for this. This is something that I want.
Mhm.
I may not be a best selling author now, but you never know um, who you might meet or who might
Mhm.
read it. And that's basically all it takes is that one person to read it
Yeah.
and post it or mention it, and there you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. It's that one yes, and I know a lot of us self-publishers are just waiting. I just need that one yes, that big break,
Mhm.
and man, I mean, your whole life will change from there. I believe.
It
Um,
will. It
yeah.
will. And
Okay.
even
So.
if it's not with writing, I
Mhm.
try to encourage people to just follow whatever your gift is, whatever it is,
Mhm.
something that you're good at. Just focus on that, and eventually something will come through for you.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh wow. So, what are three things that help you keep going?
Um, Three things that help me keep going in this industry definitely has to be one, my children.
Mhm.
Um, I think it's important for them to see me working on my dream.
Mhm.
I think it gives them, that extra thing like, hey, my mom is doing this, but she's focusing. This is what she does.
Mhm.
Um, the second thing I would say, um, faith.
Mhm.
Um, just putting your faith in God, knowing that you're doing something that you feel is a gift from Him.
Mhm.
As long as you focus on that, He's gonna bring you that support. He's gonna put you in the right places. He's going to financially help you get to where you need to go, even if it's the residuals that you get from Amazon. you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and the third thing I would say would be the support of my readers
Mhm.
and my husband. But definitely my husband, my readers, that encouragement when you write something that somebody actually takes the time to read and
Mhm.
then takes the time to say, hey, this is good. I like this. When is the next book coming out? If you have, people that are encouraging you in that way, that is one of the biggest things that keep you going.
Hmm. Absolutely. I think, like we were saying earlier, just that one person to believe in you really
Mhm.
makes a difference. And I mean, it feels great if you have more than one person to believe in you.
Mhm.
And especially if the person is not just yourself.
Right.
I think a lot of people might struggle. I think you were saying a little bit earlier with just that self doubt a little bit,
Mhm.
and in comparison, comparing themselves to other people and stuff like that. And so, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, and
Um.
one thing I would add to that was when I mentioned the National Book Club conference. When I went in 2018, there was a book club that I met that purchased my first two books, and
Mm,
that was August 2018. Well, then the third one came out December 2018, and so when I went to the conference this year, the actual book club was there, and
mhm.
it was so awesome for them to come up to the table and say, "Oh, we had a meeting about your book. We loved your book." Those kind of
Mhm.
things like that. Just that experience alone is just worth keep going.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Hmm.
That is awesome. So, okay, so let's go ahead and wrap it up with just one more question. Is there anything else that you would want to share or offer to the community? Do you have any events coming up?
Yeah, so I have the opportunity to participate in a book that's on October the 5th in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It's called Books and Brews. It is a book event that another local author puts on that actually, benefits autism. And it also gives a space for local authors to meet and aspiring writers to meet. I'm excited about that. This is my second year doing that event.
Hmm.
In November 23rd, I'm actually going back to my college. I graduated from Mississippi State. I'm going back to Barnes and Noble bookstore there November the 23rd to sell my book. So I'm excited about that. Seeing your books on this bookshelf is like one of the biggest highs you can get as a self-published author.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to go bookstore by bookstore being self-published, but it's worth it. Um, and the biggest upcoming event that I have is actually April the 4th, 2020. My
Mm-hmm.
book club is going to do a premier author signing book event in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We're bringing in four featured authors along with over 15 local authors from the area,
Oh,
well,
wow.
from different parts. We have Georgia, we have Tennessee, different authors coming in, even
Mm-hmm.
Detroit coming in. So that's something that, as a book club, we noticed we need to find that niche here
Mm-hmm.
in Alabama. There's a book event that goes on in Alabama, but it's not so much catered toward African American authors. So we
Mm-hmm.
definitely wanted to, put our footprint in there, and hopefully, that event will take off and get bigger and better every year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. That sounds awesome. So, okay, this is really my last question for real. So then how can we
Okay.
find you on like Facebook, Instagram? What's your website link? All of that.
Oh, yeah. So my website is krashay.weebly.com. Um, you can find me on Instagram at appearances underscore krashay. I'm also on Facebook under Kina Rashay. That's personal, and my actual Facebook page is appearances. That it's appearances K Rashay 2 at K Rashay 2 on Facebook. Um, get me at all those different sites. I'm also on Twitter at
Mm-hmm.
K K Rashay underscore K Rashay.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time. I am so grateful. And definitely, if you don't mind, send me information about your event in April. I would love to try and come out. I actually have family in Florida that I visit almost every year in February. So I know crazy thing about me is I like to drive everywhere.
Mhm.
I've driven all around the South and have drove through Alabama, and so I thought, wow, this is interesting. I actually get to meet somebody from there. So
Oh
definitely, if you don't
yeah.
mind sending me the information, and I would just love to come and just be a part. I don't even want to be featured or nothing. I just want to show up and see how you guys do it.
I definitely will send you that information, and I want to take the time to personally thank you for your efforts. It's really, really needed in the community,
Mm-hmm.
especially just taking the time out to speak with us and encourage
Mm-hmm.
not only us for the interview, but also other authors. Thank you
Oh,
just
thank
for
you.
your time and
Mm-hmm.
consideration for speaking with me today.
You are welcome.